Iya. Coba ayolah Bebe. Udah lanjut. Iya. Ya kan? Udah lanjut benar.
Apa? Argentina kok.
Meme Swiss ayah. Iya, yang ini. Apa sih ayah ini? Sehat kak? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wih, Messi.
Ini kan semisi saya.
Memang. Wanita dia.
Oh, pendek ini lincah. Sukses ya, dia
Udah live ya? Udah. Apa? Kau keputusan aku yo.
Rusa.
Itu beda stadion kan ya?
Di Argentina yang mainnya.
Pantasnya banyak yang Argentina. Nah, baru aku bangun ya. Tadi kan aku bangun.
kayak mana?
Keceng kamu.
Jangan kakak tuh. Ini nih yang suka marah-marah ini.
Wah.
Iya lewat itu.
Kamu apa ada orang? Kan itu kau yang berulang ada ke situ.
Dia marah-marah. Mati mau dia dijatuhi. Marah kok dia.
Udah mana dia?
Swiss ini kebanyakan hitam sih.
Swiss. Ini lagi dong.
Let's go.
Ya tolong jelasin ya.
Itu ya, itu yang pakai baju merah itu ya. Dia suka kali kan ya, nggak terima dia diapain. Wah.
Kok meriah kali ya? Sekali. Ya kan dek, meriah kali ada percaya. Ya ada asap-asap.
Nggak terima dia
Juga
dijatuh.
nggak Messi ini kecilnya kali kayak gitu.
Kalau Messi gitu.
Ya kok tinggi-tinggian sama Om Messi.
Sayang di sini si Messi paling tua.
Iyalah.
Ya apa keluarnya?
FIFA.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim ya wes semoga
Transfer masuk di My BCA, with better bisa di pocket rupiah. Lalu kunci dengan kunci pocket yang hanya bisa dibuka di ATM atau kantor cabang. Paham kan sekarang? With better
My BCA.
ya gimana dek?
Aku ngantuk aku.
Ya om.
Oh ganti ini dulu, ini tukaran.
Gengsi Eropa dan tradisi Amerika Latin akan
Oh ini dia kan.
dari Saka dan juga Lionel Messi. Dua pemain berpengalaman senior di timnya masing-masing akan melangsungkan komentar sementara kita lihat juga pada pertandingan wasit dan
Orang ini berarti disumpah juga.
Iyalah.
sebelumnya sempat memimpin laga Swiss versus Aljazair. Sementara laga ini perdana bagi Jorginho memimpin Argentina. Dan inilah pemirsa skuad Argentina saat ini yang diturunkan oleh Jangan di pertandingan pada pagi pagi hari ini menghadapi Swiss, Pak. Ya, memang dengan formasi 4-4-2 Diamond di mana di lini pertahanan Alicia Martinez, Cuti Romero, Tagliafico, Raúl Molina, Leandro Paredes, Rodrigo de Paulo, McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Nobar Seru, Messi dan juga Julian Alvarez yang menjadi pilihan dari Lionel Scaloni di laga kali ini. Ya, saudara kita saksikan dengan Alvarez kembali. Betul, dan ini menarik ya karena Julian Alvarez walaupun tidak terlalu maksimal di pertandingan pertama melawan Mesir, tapi paling tidak dia di awal-awal permainan juga
Ini nih nggak mau kalah.
ketika masuknya Martinez juga bagus belum memberikan banyak perubahan-perubahan, dan ini kita lihat ya ada Fabian Rizal dan juga Jibril Sow ini menggantikan peran dari pemain yang absen ya. Dari mulai memang penampilan dari Swiss ini benar-benar bertumbuh pada Granit Xhaka sebagai poros permainan, dan tentunya kita juga akan melakukan one minute challenge ya. Ya, momen saya sebagai penghormatan kepada pemain Afrika Selatan yang meninggal beberapa pekan setelah dia memperkuat Afrika Selatan di Piala Dunia. Ya pemirsa, beberapa saat lagi kick-off pertama akan segera dimulai. Kita lihat ya, kontestan yang tersedia tidak adalah wakil dari Eropa dan Amerika Latin. Yang artinya, kembali lagi-lagi trofi Piala Dunia akan menjadi milik wakil dari dua benua ini. Ya, ya.
Nanti betul sama kayak gitu.
Tidak menyisakan satu kontestan dari Amerika Latin dan keluarga di Argentina. Kita semua berharap ada satu pertandingan yang terwakili dari benua Amerika dan itu ada di tangan Argentina. Dan yang menarik lagi adalah di pertandingan dua karakter tim yang berbeda dalam filosofi bermain. Dan ini satu tim bermain dengan filosofi lebih menyerang dan satu tim bermain dengan bagaimana dengan pertahanan yang kuat kemudian dia mencoba serangan cepat. Baiklah, pemirsa, langsung saja inilah pertandingan babak perempat final.
Udah kenyang orang-orang ini ya.
Ditonton oleh tim berikan Swiss. Dari studio kami ucapkan selamat menyaksikan.
Ini emang perlu dicuci mukanya, sumpah. Basuh pakai dingin mulu. Meh,
Udah kenyang, ngantuk ya kan.
colok itu.
Jangan nangis.
Ya Argentina bisa yuk.
Bahaya kali.
Ini ganas.
Argentina bisa, Argentina.
Karena mereka tahu Argentina udah pasti unggul, ya kan?
Nah, kan.
I think Switzerland's going to be a little bit cautious defensively. They definitely don't want to go a goal down. They know the brilliance of Messi, but there's also some other brilliant players that are on this pitch for Argentina.
Meh.
We just saw
Kuat.
the first half
Basuh
of
pakai
Switzerland, and Doy is a handful, and he's going to cause Molina and Romero
Tunggu ya.
some issues with his pace, and he'll try to
Tunggu
look
ya.
to be a
Diam.
goal. For Switzerland, I think it's paramount they get to halftime 0-0 or even go up a goal. But this is not going to be an easy test for Argentina. That's
Sayang.
what they think.
Comeback against Egypt has already been done today. 14-minute miracle. I think most
Kan dengan bola.
the Argentina victories, those on the pitch in Atlanta certainly won't. But they probably do need a win that carries assurance tonight if people are to believe that this is going to be their year again. And Ricardo Rodriguez, one of the stable members of this Swiss side after many years. Lucky goes to Gregor Korbel, who was one of the heroes for Switzerland in that round of 16 win over Colombia. His big penalty save from
Argentina.
which has ultimately put their spot here in Kansas City tonight.
Yes, and a magnificent game. We have two of the tournament's best on display. I mean, Martinez and Koval.
Itu
We expect
yang
both of them to be busy
seberang
at times this evening.
yang seberang itu apa keluar?
Enggak, ada dari mana?
Rodriguez is sent to the ground by Alvarez. who will be on the goal hunt tonight. Julian Alvarez, he has watched Lionel Messi score time and again, including the hat-trick he scored inside this stadium. And he is still yet to get off the mark himself. Enjoy. You have pace and pace to
Bahaya,
test
bahaya
Melina.
banget sumpah.
And Melina went winning for the last
Bunda, prediksi Bud.
He did a couple of the Argentinian, but clearly it
Ayo berapa ya?
3-2.
Well, it's not 3 minutes
Tiga
long.
satu.
We've seen Ndoye take on Molina
Beri
2
2-1
times
lagi.
already. I think this is going to be a
Argentina
show for everyone to see this evening. Very difficult to
Yang
stop.
jelas prediksi Argentina masuk. Mana? Berdarah.
Kalau berdarah kan? Benar sih ya.
Berdarah kita itu.
Never a Swiss victory over Argentina.
Ganas juga ini ya Swiss ya.
Lumayan. Tapi enggak sih.
Martinez to Christian Romero.
Ya makanya aku bilang dia udah ketakutan duluan gitu sama Argentina. Nah, powernya di
Tinggi-tinggi pemainnya.
iya tim besar.
Through away by Malfetti. Moreno. Keep his feet, but really kept his active to try and run that down. And he's got a big part to play for Switzerland tonight, Fabio Rida. Very much liked by Murat Yakin for the high press that he provides the energy to the Switzerland team.
And the energy by So, I think those two are going to be integral to them getting chances and being able to play in transition when they win the ball.
Tinggi-tinggi semua pemainnya. Kayak raksasa itu mah.
Iya. Argentina kayak Indonesia ya.
Zakaria, who is more naturally a central midfielder, the captain of his club side Monaco, but has been utilised as a right back in this tournament for Switzerland, certainly in the last few games.
Ini kan.
Xhaka. Switzerland patiently waiting to see if a gap is going to appear. Flores normally makes the first two run back. It comes to Alveni. It's now Malakanji, whose penalty missed against Colombia a few days ago, matters not in the end. Now for Switzerland tonight, remember, no Jangan again, who has been a World Cup sensation. 3 goals, 2 assists for him, but he's not able to recover from his injury to play this evening, having missed that lovely game as well.
Ya.
Second
Ya.
Bahaya, bahaya. Bahaya.
Bunda, gol ini Bun.
So is there, headed away by Martinez.
So far, Switzerland is dictating the possession and the press.
Argentina
And they're
bagus.
surprising Argentina in the early stages
Gak
of
kayak
this
tadi
match.
sih mau jalan.
Siapa itu? Ah?
This is again the champions, Xhaka.
Udah semua bola dong Bun, Argentina
So,
Bun.
Musuh saya.
Iya.
Zakaria's cross with the deflection,
Nice.
his flying bowler.
Ini kena sundul masuk.
Over the top by distance from Xhaka. .50 Swiss cap this evening for Ajak, already the record holder, which is what we're surprised to hear in terms of Swiss caps
Hah?
in the
Heading.
high number.
Nice work.
Tangan.
Whatever part presents itself for Lionel Scaloni's Argentina, to win it from here, they need to conquer anything and everything European.
They have a couple of monumental tasks ahead of them if they want to lift the trophy, but they've got one right here in front of them. The way that Switzerland has positioned themselves, the way that they've set up,
and the intent. The Swiss team is set up to win this match, not to just be the almost semi-finalist. Perhaps encouraged by the fragility that Argentina have quite readily shown in their last couple of games. Taliafico now. Molina.
Messi. Messi.
Dengan eksistensi
Molina.
Molina.
Ah.
Already there to sweep it away.
Messi. Messi. Ice. Ah.
It is remarkable.
Setik deh, slow
Leo Messi
pemanasan.
hasn't touched the ball yet.
Slow pemanasan.
It creates two chances. You see four Swiss players trying to get around Lionel Messi. The problem with that is
Kenapa
that
pantatnya
be
pula
open if he
sih?
does elude you. Messi hat-trick here against Algeria. The
Messi
first
hakiki namanya.
World Cup treble that he had ever scored in his career. And it is Messi's
Iya. Gak ada yang nyamber.
A Swiss head, it will be another Argentina corner. He hits these with such precision.
Gak ada yang nyamber,
Very
Bang.
difficult when the runs are good to defend against it.
Gak sanggup orang ini.
Tempo
Tingginya aja udah
picks it
kalah.
up on the header.
Curang yang ini. Tinggi mau pendek.
It's given the fact
Dia mau,
that
dia
it
mau.
feels like it is about 90% Argentinians inside this Kansas City stadium tonight, if not a smidge more.
Enggak.
Sound every time.
Udah gue
Messi is
ditepuk.
on or near the ball is deafening.
Itu di tangan dia.
Hah?
Itu kayak tangan bunda kayaknya.
Messi's corner.
Gol! Gol!
Udah
Aku gak nampak kan?
Orang kamu sih asik nyamuk-nyamuk aja. Ah,
Tuh ya, pipa ya.
7 menit.
Wih, 9 menit. Langsung kau bangun ya.
Baru 9 menit, Boh. 4 kali.
kamu udah. Nah itu kamu tuh. Gimana ini jadi nggak tahu golnya.
Kan Alfanya.
Replay. Pipa.
Itu kan pipa ya. Iya.
Brazil lah.
Gimana?
Itu.
Cantik kali ya. Bisa apa?
Set anjay.
Iya, sudut yang jauh. Bisa gitu.
Nggak nyangka ya.
Dia pun nggak nyangka itu.
Iya, apa dia bilang ngomong
Kayak nggak sengaja, kayak nggak sengaja dia.
Vamos.
Ini 9 menit dong ya. Enggak enak. Jangan dek, 9 menit tadi kan udah bangun kau keluar.
Di bibirnya itu Puri.
Ada.
Aku satu ini yang belum dapat.
Mungkin Jangan sih kalau udah ada yang 1-0 udah lah.
Juling matamu.
Ya dia bilang kayak gitu. Kak pas kak tidur siang, mati kak ke bawah juling gitu.
And that goal the fastest for Argentina so far at this
Boleh.
2026 FIFA
Ya.
World Cup. On the 10-minute mark from Argentina's number 20. Provided by Argentina's number 10. All the digits make sense.
Nah, itu dengan jauh, masa terlalu banyak kocok lah.
Habis lah ini Swiss. Tak bisa menang ini Swiss. Dah matanya gini. Matanya gini.
Switzerland head coach. A rush from Romero. Was a little bit silly. He's going
Kenapa lagi
nowhere.
kepalanya?
On the halfway line. I don't think you need to
Aduh, oh kelindes bun,
power into him like that.
Bun kayak gitu ya bun, biasanya ya bun.
Tengok ibu dan meme kak, mantap kena apa nyamuk.
Ya baru kau kan banyak lemak deh. Baik dalam. Kalau kamu nggak datang
Mana pun ada sih sayang. Jadi dari sana langsung terbang gitu.
Iyalah, kan langsung ke paket jet pribadi.
Oh,
Boleh.
Kau punya jet juga ya?
Dari Medan ke Singkil sekarang udah ada pesawat sayang.
Oh ya,
Pesawat kecil.
soal sushi air itu.
Iya. Cuma 1 jam.
Oh, sampai bandaranya kan? Bandara sushi airnya belum nyebrangnya kan?
Belum lah sayang. Dari
Awas.
Galak bun.
Awas.
Sumpah.
Awas,
Bun, galak bun.
pengen nampak kali pemainnya pemalas. Ngejar bola nggak sanggup.
Malah enak banget cari kelas maksudnya. Panas sekali lagi.
Players remembering Antonio Alvaro Ratin, who has died at the age of 89. Tall, tenacious, commanding midfielder in his day, whose legacy of Boca Juniors is like few others. He spent his entire playing career there, won 5 league titles in his homeland, and he represented Argentina at 2 World Cups as well, including 1966 when he captained the national side and wore the famous number 10 jersey. Now the Swiss leaning on their own powers of recovery, behind for the first time.
Nggak akan menang.
This FIFA World Cup. In fact,
Nggak akan menang sih.
for
Susah.
all the qualifying and indeed up to this very
Semangat
moment
dong.
tonight, the
Kalau
ball
mau apa?
Alexis McAllister got having not been behind at any point in this World Cup cycle.
We'll see what kind of character they can show going 1-0 down against
Nah
one
itu
of
kena
the
pelanggan.
world's elite.
Saying this week for Ajak, that there is nothing better than having a chance to play the world champions. It has been clear that they are vulnerable.
Sebelah sebelah. Ya itu ya, udah kaya.
It doesn't feel that way right now. Alvarez is listened to it by Kanji.
Bentu ya.
Ya ada, udah tidur.
Gina. Wants to come around the sky. Poke the ball on towards Messi.
Ayo gue.
Ayo,
Ayo.
Messi, yuk. Yuk kasih terbaik Messi. Oh my
Pelanggaran
god.
gua.
Might have just lost his balance.
Oh,
Udahnya.
Allister's tenacious just wins it back temporarily.
Depan depan depan.
main dulu.
Ya sini sini.
Bisa.
Gua nanti coba lincah. Cuma speed semua.
Permainan ini daripada yang tadi.
Very good counter pressing by Paul. Molina here, he had to go and press because he had vacated his
Kau
spot.
tahu Messi.
This is exactly what Argentina want. They want
Press
Lionel
it,
Messi
yeah.
on the ball, cutting inside.
Jangan men.
Use that left foot of his. Well defended by Switzerland.
Messi sponsor ya.
Kayak juga gitu kan.
Di luar negeri, Malaysia ini.
Korea trying a new path.
Kalau kita kan asik kita
Oh, they just showed too much of the ball to not one but 2 Argentinian defenders, and that was enough.
cara ngambil bola ini enak-enak kali gitu.
I think Jangan will mind this. It's pressing high up the field, showing their intent again, how they wanted to start the game. Just as Lionel Messi is going to find himself with 2 or 3 players around him, likewise in Bolo.
Ya.
Well, he goes to task well, the Swiss defender on that occasion. Redes. Messi. Alvarez. Back to Messi.
Bolanya ligat-ligat.
Tagliafico, who was one of the players whose perhaps position was under an element of scrutiny, not because of poor performances, but just because of the options that Lionel Scaloni has in that left-back area, and whether he wanted a more defensive or attacking player to fill the position tonight. Nobody has scored more than Argentina coming into these quarterfinals. 14 in their 5 matches, now 15 in 6.
Tepat semua bolanya. Enak kali ngelarin bolanya. Colok matamu ya. Tinggal ya.
Mendes underneath it, but with
Yeah.
the distance he wanted to get on it, and then he crunched into the trap.
Oh. Tuloy.
Messi lari Messi.
Buru, halus.
Ah!
Hoping, I think that Messi had made that move back in field.
What they did, it was Akanji who blocked Messi. Very good defending. And as Argentina gets a rhythm with the ball, Messi starting to drift in the number 10 areas and in these pockets. And Akanji and Albetti don't know whether to go with them or stay.
An absorbing 20 minutes so far in Kansas City. She may have already seen England into the semi-finals after their win following extra time against Norway earlier. So is
Yes.
Wih, sayang hampir set.
Ya.
4 kali. Boom.
I think Switzerland can find a lot of joy behind Paredes, in front of Romero and Lisandro Martinez, and attacking Molina side
Oh.
of
Kejar.
Martinez is brought forward.
Ah,
It's hard
good.
to be placed for Alvarez in his speed, but Alvarez had a head start and he's flat for
Kayak udah mulai
offside.
santu lah.
Certainly now with Argentina in front, he can be a real menace with his pace behind those in red.
his work rate. Then when he tires out, you have Lautaro Martinez to come in. This Argentinian squad is not lacking of quality.
Emang lagi enak nonton itu ambles ya. Stadion yang di atas gitu ya.
To Korea,
Yes.
waiting for So. Who was met very crisply indeed by Lisandro Martinez.
Wah, ampun.
There's a litany of Argentinian stars here tonight. Javier Pastore amongst them. Maxi Rodriguez there as well.
Zanetti, legend of Inter Milan and Argentina.
They've had a little more of the ball so far, Switzerland. The scoreline clearly isn't the one that they would want, but how would you assess their first quarter of this game, Brad?
I think they started the first 10 minutes up until Argentina scored very well.
Ada
They
lagi
were the ones
loh.
pressing, they were the ones with the ball. It's just that when Lionel Messi
Ayo,
gets
di
the
kepala
ball,
aku.
he creates magic. He's had the ball a couple of times and he created 2 chances. That 2 corner kicks, one was nearly perfect, the other was perfect.
All time for Switzerland in a World Cup quarter-final, but not since 1954 have they been at this stage of the tournament.
Hydration break.
Martinez. So not 1 but 2 there, including triple zone.
Not bad for a centre back.
is our moment to pause and to regenerate. And what has been a really quite fascinating start to this final quarter-final encounter between Argentina leading
Guys, cuma
Switzerland.
tidur mulai malas aku.
Lagi minum tak ya?
Iya.
3 menit cuma.
And what a beautiful goal it was as well. Messi providing the canister with the finesse.
Yeah, just moments before he was probably an inch off of a perfect corner kick, and then when he had an opportunity to do it again, it was just an exquisite delivery, well-timed run, glancing header. Nearly impossible to defend, to be honest with you. We'll try to pick the bones out of the blocking the runner, etc. But McAllister, really good movement, goes in.
Kopi sebetulnya.
Enggak disangka.
Ayo, nggak disangka.
Orang dia perasaan sundul bolanya itu asal
Mukanya yang nyundul.
samping. Soalnya itu siapa sih?
Itu lagi bahasa nasi tuh. Lagi bahasa nasi.
Udah.
Sayang, mati lampu ya. Mati lampu. Main.
Huge renovation in 2010. And they know all about cathedrals of football, don't they?
Embolo.
So Switzerland behind, having only lost once since the start of 2025. That was a friendly to Germany. One defeat in their last 19 games. They are one of the 4 teams coming into this.
Absolutely, and that's really the last game where they were probably second best in the game. Most every other game they've had more of the ball, more attempts, very good results. So again, if they can get an equalizer, get some confidence going in this game, it could cause Argentina problems.
Salah.
Started now 32 major tournament
Hokai dulu.
in a row for
Dulu
Switzerland. Goes all
Hokai.
the way back to 2014. Astonishing longevity to that.
Ya Allah. Harus semangat ya.
It's the captain jacket. Throwing up.
Ya.
Bahaya sayang. Aduh.
The shout from one Martinez to another was very audible the way it goes by Alessandro.
So just let that run, thinking that Ebola was right behind him. Well read by Argentinian defense.
Ready. Kanji. Rodriguez. And Doi. Runs away. Going through Reyes with them. Gets up again and Alvarez has it. And Argentina have a
Bola sih.
receive a yellow card, but he will be slightly nervous of the repercussions of that challenge on Rodrigo de Paul, because one yellow card would rule him out of the potential semi-final.
Yes, he knew exactly what he was doing. He just mistimed the challenge. There wasn't any intent to injure the ball. Just saw a little wrong way to go, going inside that time. Molina has to keep an eye, and Romero's going to need to cover at times.
Something will let him know without Alvarez close to him. And be a bit more sure that he's touch to Zakaria. Scrambling around out there, the Argentina number 9. Molina, who is quite introverted as a character, but a hard-working member of this Argentina team, was there right back at the last World Cup as well in 2022. See more than their fair portion of the ball here, Switzerland. Boy, that's a reach to get there. The chest of so.
Pasang lawan lah. Bolot makin kuat.
Sitting by Rita and Bolo was on his bike ready to go. Alvarez. Like Freuler, back it goes to Jimenez for Argentina to restart things again.
Tak. Aduh.
Yuk, tuluy, berikan, halus. Aduh sayang.
Ayo awas.
Bawa.
Awas.
Halus.
Hampir aja.
Aduh, ya tinggal lamun tersigap, geus sabus.
You know you're going to take one on the shins or the foot or the leg or in the head, but you got to go down. Switzerland are showing signs.
Martinez of Aston Villa, but there is plenty of speculation bubbling away about his future and a possible move to Italian side Juventus. Kanji, who turns 31 on the day of the World Cup final. She's now just 8 days away. Spain, still waiting for his first ever Swiss international goal. Right at the base of that Switzerland midfield, that is where you will find him almost always. Going back to the tempo set.
Awas, awas, awas. Aduh.
Aduh, hampir.
Intervention needed from here.
Yeah, it's on this left-hand side for Switzerland again. Endoy, even Lionel Messi was coming back that time to defend. Perhaps Mark Yankins thinking the inclusion of
Cornernya
Marcus in the
benerin
second
ya,
half, it
kan?
stays 1-0.
Ini yang
He's got
takutkan.
similar pace to that of Endoy.
Now the arena then to try and initiate the Swiss response.
Ah, ini yang takutkan.
Now we just want a free kick.
Satu ini.
Whereas perhaps not wholly comfortable trying to do defensive duties like that.
Well, I think the shot was loud into the foul, but the referee did get it correct. Again, in a dangerous area.
Alongside Fabio Riva there. A big player for Colombia this season, Florida. 9 years now as part of the Switzerland national team. One leaves it. Riva spins it in.
Wih, bagus.
Martinez has some purpose on it.
Kencang kali ngejarnya.
Yuk, serang balik yuk.
Go!
Harus.
Ah,
Leandro Paredes, who was penalised for doing what Leandro Paredes loves to do.
And it was a foul, kicked him right from behind onto his Achilles.
Karena masih lagi impact
Right
doang.
at the end of that Egypt game with the scoreline at 2-2 that ultimately instigated the Argentina win, because 1 minute and 34 seconds later they did go and win the game through Enzo Fernandez. He broke up certainly a 2-on-1, maybe even a 3-on-1 situation with that Egypt attack.
gila.
He just cross-strokes behind.
Kalau tinggi-tinggi pemainnya kan. Cuman umpannya nggak akurat.
Could become only the second coach in history, Lionel Scaloni, to win the FIFA Men's World Cup in consecutive tournaments. The only person in that very exclusive club right now is the Italian Vittorio Pozzo, whose record has stood almost 100 years, having won it twice with Italy in 1934 and again in 1938.
Guys, puri guys.
We have been around Kansas City for the past few days, and you cannot turn a street corner without seeing the light blue and white of Argentina.
And how many Switzerland shirts have Sydney? A lot of the blue and white, that's for sure.
I don't think I've seen a single shirt without the number 10 on the back either. Royal. Zakaria. Royal. Just looking for that ball towards him.
Jelek kali umpan-umpannya. Belajar lagi deh.
Wrong execution. You want to get the ball into his feet as much as possible.
Mana rambut
He's the
gua?
one who's been causing
Lagi deh.
Argentina many problems for Switzerland.
Had an attempt on goal for either team for the past 18 minutes now. Still continuing to probe though. Algeria in the round of 32, Colombia in the round of 16. They lost their previous 7 knockout matches. This time the Switzerland have ever won successive knockout games in the World Cup. Korea tried to burst his way through and is running to Taliafico, running into trouble with the Portuguese official because of it.
And when you have a player facing his own goal, there's no need to foul behind. You can put the pressure on without pushing. The moment
Gol.
put any pressure on the defender, they fall over. I say 9 times out of 10 the referees fall over.
Gol.
Hai.
Mana bisa aing keluar gerak.
Kutip lagi belum.
Sare emang kayak
The sway of red on the match momentum. After 2 minutes so far tonight in Kansas City.
One thing to note, the referee is starting to become a bit annoyed at time wasting. Argentina's throw-ins. He was giving Emi Martinez an earful moments ago.
As.
And Martinez together, and the decision has gone the way of the Swiss forward. Doesn't have his big chance in front of goal tonight, rather an opportunity that was snuffed out by Emi Martinez. But you know that he may very well take it when it comes along.
Absolutely right. The link-up play with Endoy, and I'm sure Ajak will hope that so on the right-hand side and
Ya.
Giving the ball away.
Yuk.
Ayo. Ya.
was a loose touch by Embolo, but he did the next best thing. He tracked all the way back to the top of his box to help with the defending. You don't see every striker doing that.
We were talking this week about it being a different Switzerland in 2026 with a different mentality. Florian Rodriguez, one of the old brigades.
Udahlah.
Penuh gitu aing.
And it's absolutely not needed. And this isn't the most dangerous position of any
Jelas sekali
free kick that
pelanggarannya.
Switzerland's had.
Aduh.
Best option would have been to stay on his feet.
Cut pula itu.
Makanya dikasih makan dikasih minum kayak sama Fitri. Yang Fitri dikasih makan minum. Dulu 400 juta. 400 juta kan?
400.
So is there about to be a moment for the door to open for Switzerland just before half time.
Much more difficult for goalkeepers to deal with in swinging
Gitu-gitu
service from this sort of position. Very difficult to come out and get the ball.
All in red inside Emi Martinez's 6-yard box. That's when Florida is sent.
Iya, kemana nendangnya bodoh. Belajar lagi deh.
Best opportunity. This is a wonderful position for Switzerland.
Pengen.
Difficult for
Waduh,
defenders
gitu
and
dekatnya.
goalkeepers.
Iya.
It's under the ball.
Belajar lagi deh.
Messi, udahlah Messi. Takut nanti dia kena pelanggaran.
Baunya hababnya. Habab.
This assist tonight, Argentina's lead.
Purit.
Actually, strangely enough, it's a second assist of the World Cup.
Bukan Kuciho. Aku di sini bersandar. Napasnya nampar-nampar ke hidungku. Awas! Wah, keras sekali tuh.
Who is not too happy perhaps with the perceived
Main.
of the Argentinian. We shall see how much contact there was.
Ya.
Paredes dishes out as much as he can take.
Embolo.
The first yellow card of the evening goes to Embolo of Switzerland.
It is. He did catch him. It was the follow through. That could be a little payback for a couple of knocks that he's probably received from Paredes.
Kuat kali tuh.
Paredes payback, I'm sure that is a line that's been talked about in the dressing rooms of various teams before. Argentina will feel that is a bit of a waste. We are 30 seconds away from finding out how long is to be added on at the end of this first half, and it is still a slender Argentina lead provided by Alexis McAllister. Embolo is fighting through all his work.
He's on the yellow card. He's getting annoyed at the holding. They're wrapping two arms around Embolo almost every time he's getting the ball. There you see Lisandro Martinez.
Kayak mana orang dia mainnya kasar ya kan?
So move that quickly and
Si
Embolo was
Embolo.
offside because of that. 4 additional minutes at the end of the 45.
I like the forward run. I like the thought on it. Just missed time pass.
Tapi kali
Drifted
gitu ya.
offside by AR.
Allah itu adil kali ya tuh gitu.
Selamat at the stadium tonight for Switzerland. They've had the fortune of being actually in the same city for the past 3 games, which have all been in Vancouver.
Yo.
LA and San Fran before that, so the Swiss have solely been on the west coast of the United States and Canada.
4 menit.
The training camp in San Diego as well, so very different climate tonight. Just enough on it to locate Zakaria. He's penalised.
I'm not sure what that was for. Maybe he thought he threw a shoulder in, but the referee has been very good so far in this first half. If that's the only thing he gets wrong in the game, then I think people would forgive him for that.
Leandro Paredes, who is back at Boca Juniors now for his second spell, but he's been with PSG and Roma and Juventus on his mightily impressive footballing journey. Gets it back again from that free kick. And so it's called Tagliafico, so Argentina will have another set piece, and it's just extra minutes or closer to danger from a Swiss perspective.
Yeah, this was a little bit unlucky. He had his eyes on the ball. Tagliafico did a very smart thing and got his foot in between the ball and player.
Many of the Argentinian fans around us here are on their feet, waving the blue and white scarves as Messi and Argentina go in search of another goal before half-time. This is De Paul, Molina, Romero. Paredes just assessing the scene.
Sebentar cicing
Romero. corner for
Oh,
try to flick it on towards the ball. It clears to Switzerland. And back by Martinez via the
ini
area.
terakhir masuk. Ini terakhir masuk. Ini terakhir masuk nih.
Good win by Enjoy. That was really brave because he would have sensed the hit was coming. And it came with some force too.
Enjoy wins the ball. It's very late by Molina. Feels hurt because right after you hit the ball, your body relaxes just a little bit, and that's when the hit came.
He's focused so far, Alexis McAllister. Argentina very close to having a half-time lead, courtesy of him. And indeed they do. First goal of this World Cup for Alexis McAllister. Yet another goal in
Babak 1 tembus 1 gol.
to deliver it perfectly onto the head. Certainly not the tallest on the pitch, Alexis
Niat banget bawa
McAllister, but he made his
saksofon.
presence felt when it mattered.
Niat banget bawa saksofon.
Switzerland
Kopi
with
kayaknya enak ini.
plenty of possession, but not necessarily a penetration. Argentina. Time in Kansas City.
Bolehin.
Switzerland nil.
Ambil rokok semua.
Kopi.
Enggak.
Kopi dulu. Aku mau ngedit video biar makin semangat aku.
Tundu mana kan?
Mau ngedit video aku.
Mampus toh.
Mampus toh. Kenapa mampus toh?
Mata saya udah merah. Mata saya udah merah.
45 minutes of
Sare-sare.
intrigue, and certainly Switzerland will feel
Anjir,
that
saya
they are
ngeliat.
not out of it, and Argentina will know they are not.
Keren kali ya.
Well, Switzerland's had some
Langitnya pun mendukung.
opportunities. I think they're getting a lot
Udah
of
sore rupanya sayangnya.
Udah lah.
Ajak
Pagi sana semua deh.
is coming forward.
Kopi.
Belum buka kedai kopinya.
Coba nanti neneknya ya. Gol. Kopi sayang kurang di video.
dengan pH seimbang, rasanya ringan di tenggorokan, bikin nyaman di lambung. Kristalin, bikin hidup lebih ringan.
Kapan nikah? Yang berumur loh. Anak pertanyaannya ya ringan aja lah. Dengan pH seimbang, rasanya ringan di tenggorokan, bikin nyaman di lambung. Kristalin, bikin hidup lebih ringan.
Bersama Alexis Defensor menciptakan 2 orang ketiga 10 dan membawa lalu bisa selesai dulu. Skor sementara Argentina 1, Swiss 0. Saya kayak dulu karena sepupunya Alexis Defensor ya ini versinya ini bapak tetap.
Ya, memang luar biasa. Argentina bisa menavigasi permainan di mana mereka memang mengatakan seperti itu. Membiarkan Swiss bermain dengan bola dan mereka bisa membuat sendirian. Saya pun ingin sampai ke Argentina dengan satu baru melalui satu skema bola mati dan ini menjadi asis ke-10. Messi di Piala Dunia dari permainan mereka dan Messi mencetak 10 asis ke 10 pemain berbeda.
Ya, wow, sangat impresif ya. Dan ini lagi-lagi membuktikan bahwa Argentina satu bahaya ketika mendapatkan set piece ya.
Betul sekali.
Dan situasi bola kaki.
Ya, dan ini melihat kontrak tadi tengah dijalankan oleh Argentina ya. Dan mereka kali ini justru menunggu lawan untuk masuk ke daerah pertahanan mereka.
Dan ternyata juga para pemain Swiss cukup bingungan ketika mereka diberikan banyak waktu untuk menguasai bola, sedangkan bagi Argentina mereka juga sudah begitu nyaman dengan melakukan manajemen pertandingan. Mereka membiarkan untuk menguasai bola kembali mereka tapi begitu disiplin di lini pertahanan.
Ya, betul sekali. Manajemen pertandingan itu normal Argentina setelah mereka unggul ya. Dan ini statistik di babak pertama pemirsa ball position 48 banding 45%. Sementara percobaan adalah 3 banding 3 yang on target adalah 1 banding 1. Dan expected goals 0,13 banding 0,08 gol. Argentina unggul 2 banding 1 dan passes completed atau umpan berhasil 160 banding 218. Swiss ya unggul cukup jauh. Sementara ball recovery time adalah 22 second dan berbanding 23 second. Kalau lihat seperti apa? Anda membaca statistik ya?
Statistik yang tidak terlalu jauh membedakan dua tim yang bertanding hari ini ya. Tapi kalau saya melihat ada sedikit hal-hal yang tentu kita akan menunggu apakah ini bagian dari strategi ataukah ini hanya situasional, karena saya melihat pasca 1-0 tadi kemudian Argentina mulai bermain dengan menurut saya lebih hati-hati tapi ada beberapa hal yang menurut saya mengandung resiko karena mulai lawan masuk dan kemudian beberapa pelanggaran tidak perlu dilakukan oleh pemain-pemain belakang Argentina. Jadi tentu akan sangat membahayakan apabila ini terus dilakukan. Dan beberapa kali saya melihat Rodriguez maupun Zakaria selalu mulai aktif ke depan. Dan tentu pembiaran ini nggak boleh terus berlangsung. Dan kalau memang Argentina mau melakukan gol pertahanan, menurut saya harusnya dia tetap lebih ke depan lagi sehingga tidak beresiko membuat pelanggaran yang membahayakan.
Oke, tapi lawan Argentina apakah memang memiliki strategi seperti itu atau situasional setelah mereka unggul? Dan apakah resiko yang tadi disebutkan oleh Coach Gary mampu dimanage oleh negara sekali di babak kedua dan apa yang bisa dilakukan? Azimat apa yang diberikan oleh Murat Yakin di tubuh Swiss? Kita akan bahas sesaat lagi. Tolong sama kami dalam FIFA World Cup 2026.
Dengan kesegaran 8 kilo asli dan 8,8 mg elektrolit yang bisa bikin lo aktif seharian. Maizon bikin lo on terus.
Mimpi persiapkan masa depan anak-anak.
Investasi emasnya betul-betul ada.
Dengan jurus C, prediksi lewat investasi emas mulai Rp80.000.
Saat bulan-bulan melanda, snack attack merajalela. Bawa pulang kapsul prestis saya, limited edition.
Goes to Messi, shoot!
Coba watching, Bang Bar.
Diskon puas Max Kira Kuat ada untuk semua. Buat kamu, pasanganmu, Pak RT, semuanya deh. Diskon puas Max Kira Kuat ada untuk semua. Iya, di Badan Expo setiap hari. Hari ini 7.000. Besok 7.000. Besok non-stop 7.000. Gratis non-stop tiap hari.
Kami selalu semangatin kamu. Advance Digital always with you.
Berasal dari air pegunungan dan kakak. Berat amat iklannya, ringan aja lah. Dengan pH seimbang, rasanya ringan ditenggorokan, bikin nyaman di lambung. Kristalin, bikin hidup lebih ringan.
Kapan nikah? Yang berumur loh. Anak pertanyaannya ringan aja lah. Dengan pH seimbang, rasanya ringan di tenggorokan, bikin nyaman di lambung. Kristalin, bikin hidup lebih ringan. Yang renyahnya bikin rebutan, ya tengok-tengok aja. Krim cuma tebak-tebak, buat kerenyan bikin ngiler. Ya tengok-tengok aja, memang tengok enak. Ini pilihan yang terbaik-terbaik aja. Ya tengok-tengok aja. Yang renyahnya bikin ngiler, ya tengok-tengok aja. Krim tebak-tebak aja, kerenyan maksimal. Ya tengok-tengok aja, memang tengok enak.
Argentina mampu unggul cepat dan mereka mencoba memberes pertandingan sementara Swiss terus melakukan penguasaan bola dan terus melakukan ancaman. Tentu apabila momentum ini berhasil dipertahankan akan menjadi alam bahaya dan juga warning bagi Argentina. Bang, sebenarnya yang kedua nanti.
Ya, saya rasa bagi Swiss mereka perlu untuk menekan lebih tinggi dengan intensitas yang bahwa biasa harus bisa meningkat karena kalau mereka menekan dengan intensitas seperti di babak pertama, Argentina akan sangat lemah. Untuk kemudiannya jalannya pertandingan hasil yang mereka ingin capai.
Ya, kita lanjut adalah satu pemain kunci di babak yang pertama tadi, Alexis Piala ya juga Granit Xhaka. Tentu saja Piala mampu membawa lalu bisa lantai unggul di menit ke-10 lewat golnya yang diciptakan. Sementara Ajak gol 3-1 dan yang terakhir adalah 1-0 dan umpan berhasil 7-37. Bisa kita bayangkan ya betapa agresifnya Granit Xhaka di babak yang pertama tadi untuk bisa membawa Swiss bangkit. Dan kita lihat juga bagaimana final third entries yang dilakukan oleh kedua tim di babak yang pertama. Bahkan Swiss mampu lebih unggul ya dan cukup merata pergerakan yang dilakukan dari semua sektor, terutama dari sayap ya baik kiri maupun kanan. Sementara Argentina lebih baik melakukan serangan dari sisi kanan. Sedikit saja berikutnya Mas Kapten.
Ya, menggambarkan bagaimana kali ini Argentina terutama sisi kanan pertahanan yang Molina disibukkan dengan penetrasi yang dilakukan oleh para pemain Swiss. Jadi memang mereka mengeksploitasi ruang sebelah kiri. Di situ memang terlihat jelas tadi berapa kali Molina 2 kali melakukan pelanggaran yang akhirnya menghasilkan tendangan.
Oke, baiklah. Beberapa saat lagi pemirsa, babak kedua akan segera dimulai. Tapi kita break dulu, kami akan segera kembali sesaat lagi.
Transfer masuk di My BCA, duit better bisa di pocket rupiah. Lalu kunci dengan kunci pocket yang hanya bisa dibuka di ATM atau kantor cabang. Paham kan sekarang? Duit better di My BCA.
Kunci pertandingan dengan bertutup pakai sampo pilihan untuk perlindungan lebih baru. Biarkan ultra, tinggal dari start building defense, tinggal dari perlindungan ultra laut sampai dan minyak. Formula ultra 48 jam dengan listrik ultra ganti ke clean red.
Hydroplus Isotonik hindari setronik untuk segarkan aktivitas olahragamu. Hydroplus Isotonik Pas durasi maksimal. Hydroplus Isotonik hindari setronik untuk segarkan aktivitas olahragamu. Hydroplus Isotonik Pas durasi maksimal.
Kan ku simpan kisah ini
Satu, let's go. Nah, oke nih.
Aduh, akhirnya kenapa mas kesemutan?
Jadi seperti itu juga, minum Oscar Espanyol. Oscar Espanyol, Oscar Espanyol, aktif redakan nyeri tanpa rantum. Oscar Espanyol, satu pinggang, nyeri otot, dan nyeri sendi. Let's go, pancing air.
Dari sumber air Purbalingga, Pristine 8,16 air minum pH tinggi, diproses dengan teknologi nomor 1 Jepang yang dapat memecah molekul untuk membantu hidrasi tubuh dengan cepat. Minum Pristine 8,16 setiap hari untuk optimalkan harimu. Pristine 8,16, canggih airnya, beda manfaatnya. Because your World Cup ends if you lose tonight.
Excuse me. Who's that?
Online data tracker. I'm listening everywhere but us.
Korea. Pathetic. Seems to be comfortable Argentina with him having the ball even on the periphery of the Argentinian penalty area. But then again here, Swiss centre half. That's Riga, who's turned sharp when the deflection is coming from Martinez.
And everyone from Argentina is packed into a really tight defensive shape with the exception of Lionel Messi, who is drifting on the far side of the pitch, just waiting for the ball to come out.
Didn't actually have an attempt in that first half, Lionel Messi, and that's not happened at all in the first half of any game at this World Cup.
The Swiss are very good defensively. You did see moments when Lionel Messi got the ball in the first half, and he was very quick-footed. Got a couple of opportunities right away, but he was quiet for the remainder of the half since the McAllister goal.
McAllister goal that came early in the first half, and Switzerland looking for a response early in the second.
Lembak. Ya.
Switzerland's service has been quite poor up to now. They had a couple of free kicks in good areas in the first half and wasted another.
This is Nicolas Tagliafico in his third World Cup now in Argentina. So Fernandez disrupted by Zakaria. Able to get a shift on.
Shifted his feet on that one. I think he was had in his mind to take a touch at first.
It was a long time, didn't it, to become Swiss first choice number one with Selamat. We had endless summers of Selamat, didn't it, with all those major tournaments that he played for Switzerland. Borussia Dortmund man, Kohl has got his chance now. Still from Messi in the middle, through. Oh, taken quickly and early, and no trouble to call.
It was a great turn by Messi, really well-weighted ball. And I think if he had to do it over again, he would have to look up and see a player just standing right on the penalty spot. Possibly the better option.
It was Alvarez lurking, wasn't it, for that potential ball from Molina. Well, they're trying to
Awas.
Ya. Bodoh. Offside.
Well, it wasn't to know the offside flag was there, but moments ago, Argentina should have laid one off and Bola did just that.
Bodoh offside.
Martinez wasn't to know either. Either Martinez, I should say. Having Martinez in goal, the center of Martinez, with just a superb tackle. A lot of ground to cover, and Bola did everything right. Enjoy, perhaps could have hit it first time. Poor block.
It's got the World Cup from Qatar 2022 tattooed on him, Lisandro Martinez. Sort of challenge that makes you wonder whether he might have another tattoo coming his way in a couple of weeks' time.
Yo, ayo. Anjir.
All the way through. And then Zakaria releasing Gibril So for Switzerland. Mbola back to So.
Oke. Terus Berikan jauh. Oke. Anjir.
The game's just briefly opened up. Switzerland gave away a loose pass and Alvarez with quietness and a flash.
Hungry, isn't he? For that World Cup goal. Tonight, Messi. 5 games in a row where he has scored. No player has ever scored in 6 successive World Cup games. Messi cheap crazy already tonight from the corner. That wasn't a bad one either, it was just too high for Enzo Fernandez.
Oh, it's really difficult. Doesn't matter how tall you are when the ball is hit like that with such pace and you get a run on the defenders. It's timed so well. Got just a little bit too much on it. Very similar in the first half with McAllister's goal.
Trying to squeeze it through the lines. Martinez beaten 4 times in his last 2 games. Clean sheet so far tonight, but without the present alerts of those in red. We all remember that brilliant save 4 years ago in the final from Hawaii, which in so many ways won the World Cup for Argentina.
One of the best saves that I've ever seen and one of the biggest moments of the game.
Yo, buru sambut mana?
Actually, Molina, who'd come all the way up from the right back position.
Please.
Delivery is too close to call.
Yeah, that was some distribution by Demi Martinez. Okay, enjoy that track back.
A few times now, Molina has got into those advanced areas. Munster, onto the turn and favour to Messi.
Yo, bawa.
Players. DePaul. Martinez.
Tuluy, Messi mana?
Turns towards Alvarez. Tagliafico. Showing just too much of it, and now down in Doy, whose place was a problem at times.
Bahaya.
Not when he's disrupted by challenges like that, won't be an issue.
Guys.
It's a good one, and they're knocked out for Ajak. Switzerland tried to find a gap and they just couldn't in the end. And Ajak had a poor putting himself in the way. That's Perez now.
Both teams have given away the ball needlessly the last 5 or 6 minutes, giving each other opportunities to score. This time it was Endoy just taking 1 or 2 extra touches. This time it was a giveaway.
Bahayanya sayang. Sayang.
Lagi tuh.
Good recovery, wasn't it, from Perez? I think just to keep
Anjir lah nggak pakai kipas angin.
Yeah, very good recovery. It could have been a little knee on knee.
very much one of Scotty's foot soldiers, Leandro Perez.
They won't want to lose him. He's that steel in front of this back four.
Switzerland restart where they were with Freuler. Shaka.
Doing my thought otherwise, but I think the referee got it correct.
There's mainly Argentinians in here. There is a small contingent of Swiss, but perhaps it's to be expected, really, considering there are 5 times as many people living in Argentina than Switzerland, which is a country in Europe home to around 9 million, a landlocked European country as well. I think solely from a footballing perspective, they often peer enviously at their neighbours, and that might still be the case with France, but look what else has happened this summer. Germany gone, Austria gone, Italy who never arrived. Whatever happens tonight, it's a pretty
Tambah
sweet
lagi.
games for Switzerland.
Oh, gila berarti tadi golnya. Jadi nggak usah nambah.
And still they continue to tease. Zachary took his eye off the ball, it was crossing.
Switzerland are getting themselves into some decent situations on the field, good places on the field. They gotta have a little bit more belief in themselves. Embolo's getting very agitated by the referee not protecting him on the field.
Aku.
Assistance from the official. Very pleased to have got himself on the score sheet tonight, Alexis McAllister, because the goals ran dry in his final 6 games of this 16 games, I should say, his off-season with Liverpool. It's an amazing run right now. Argentina 12 wins in a row in all competitions. They've never had it better than that throughout their history. Seemingly content with Switzerland having more of the ball. There is Kanji. Rodriguez. And Bowen
Did well just to get it towards the goal.
Really high up the pitch again. It is without doubt a designated tactic tonight from Scaloni.
Absolutely. Martinez gets the ball and they're trying to take a little time out of the game. It's Molina that goes up on their right hand side. Also forces Endoy to go back and defend deeper.
Just Tagliafico of Lyon. He has been for the past 4 years in France.
Nice.
Just getting carried away by the intensity of that few seconds.
Things are going a little bit nicely on the pitch.
It's simmering though, hasn't it, this?
It has, without a doubt. The one that did catch the referee's attention was a foul. It was so right through the back.
Messi, who through the years has provided the ink to this Argentina team, the one who writes the history. Mendes, who is placing the ball down, but it is Messi who will bend it in. Switzerland clear as far as Simbolo, who powers
Bolo.
forward.
Sayang.
And Argentina on the retreat. Down and forward to Switzerland.
Bahaya.
It goes for Molina, support.
Really good break, really well defended. Good ball by Ebola when he bursts into the box.
Bolo.
See the Argentinian players trying to get back, looking at it, ended up being a 3v6.
Joseph Fernandez, former Swiss internationals, watching on.
Yes.
Forward just too high for Akanji. Retrieved by Troyer. Gone beyond the hour now, and Switzerland still trailing through that early McAllister goal. Here's Akanji. Rodriguez. Ready. Xhaka. So, Xhaka and Valverde. And Switzerland probing Embolo. And has come back his way too, and Ndoy, who is fighting for all he's worth. Reader's got it to Rodriguez, and Ndoy's header at Martinez for the first time tonight. Really is leading in the Argentina goal.
Argentina are playing a dangerous game. They're not getting pressure to the ball. They're allowing Switzerland to have a lot of it.
Again, so nips in to take it back to Switzerland.
And it was indeed a very good save by Emi Martinez.
In terms of controlling the possession, this is Switzerland's best spell of the game. Shaka from distance, and Martinez sharply down to repel.
This is a much more difficult save than it looks. Good pace of the ball down to the left. He kept the ball close enough to him. We've seen a couple of balls spilling out in other games. There's an extra little zip on this one.
And perhaps recognising the severity of the situation, Switzerland are moving through the gears.
Yeah, they're starting to really apply more pressure. You see Rodriguez is going forward. Zakari on this side, on the right-hand side, is going forward. And Argentina are not getting pressure to the ball like they did in the first half.
Reader with time to turn, Bolo. Again, he just has not had a moment tonight, Berlin Bolo, where he hasn't had either Lisandro Martinez or Christian Romero right up behind him. But just like against Cabo Verde in the round of 32, and just like against Egypt in the round of 16, there are Argentinian nerves everywhere. Rodriguez, Ndoye, breaches.
Nice goal saya. Gol. Ya. Anjir.
Opens his foot up, gives Emi Martinez very little chance. He also had Bolo who made a great run. He could have played it across the goal. Just a wonderful bit of football.
Lagi di kolom di
Scored a huge goal against Germany in the European Championships 2 years ago down in Ndoye. And this one will sit amongst his greats too, because it has pinned back the world champions here. And once more, Argentina in a World Cup knockout game in 2026 have got some work to do.
Yeah, they're second best at this moment in time. Switzerland started the second half really well. And now with that goal, they're going to have that extra bit of a lead.
I think Paredes is about to receive a yellow card. That ongoing battle between him and Roland Bolo has another chapter. Roland Bolo is not very happy with something that Paredes has said to him there.
Ya. Untung aja menisus. Untung aja menisus. Untung aja menisus.
Dari Argentina kok.
Untung aja menisus.
Frustration amongst these Argentinian players.
Absolutely. And Bolo's got a handful every time that Bolo's pulling up the ball. The Argentinian players are wrapping their arms around him, they're kicking him. I can see one of the Argentinian players collected a second booking. And Bolo's also on a booking, so he's going to have to keep his cool.
And Scaloni on the roller coaster emotions again. Now, this is interesting.
Siapa?
Referee has been sent to the screen here.
Kalau untuk ngegolin, untuk apa namanya? Ada mau kalau kuning. Panjang.
Suggestion of mistake
Pegang loh.
Wah,
Oh. Main pegangan ya?
diving.
Kayak drama.
Could have a pace. It looks like he's jumped in the air right there before any contact at all. Well, it should be such a shame for Switzerland if a booking gets taken away and Embolo gets a booking. That would be his second.
These are nervous moments, I think, for the Swiss players, the Swiss coaching staff.
After review, there is no foul for number 5. And number 7, there is a clear simulation. Final decision, yellow card to number 7.
He's going to be sent off here and
Mampus kok.
Merah.
Langsung merah langsung.
Mampus diving.
Terus tuh kan.
Mampus. Tunggu.
And Switzerland are irate.
Diving. Mampus.
But they are
Kartu
down to
merah.
10.
This is quite remarkable. I think there's going to be a lot of people more than Switzerland upset with a decision like this in a game of this magnitude. I feel really sorry for Embolo. What's the most important now is that the Swiss players keep their head. They're in the ascendancy. They've been playing really well this second half.
He is having to be pulled away from Embolo. He is visibly distraught. That was the challenge at the end of the first half that brought in a yellow card. And now Embolo's night is over, and you can see that he is devastated by this turn of
Banyak
events.
kan orangnya udah mak, udah sih. Gitu ya. Agak panas sekali ya. Tapi tadi ada nih.
Well, it's a time for cool, calm heads from the Swiss players. Certain substitutions going to have to be made by Switzerland to get another front runner on the pitch.
And still the discussions go on between two experienced heads, Ajak and Leandro Paredes. So just over 15 minutes to go, plus we will have quite a few minutes now of additional time.
Masih ada?
And just when the Swiss were believing that they could create the biggest shot.
Yeah, the table had really turned. Argentina looked lackluster, looked void of thought. The Swiss players will still be full of confidence. They're just going to have to do a little bit more defending.
Enzo Fernandez.
Goal.
Tagliafico. So the flag is up.
Minta bau kemana-mana nyetel.
Linesman was in great position.
Discussions will go on, I'm sure, during this hydration break with the score 1-1 between Argentina and Switzerland.
Kasar ya kan deh.
Nonton lebih pasti pakai simpati. Pasti banyak kuota untuk menonton di banyak aplikasi nonton favorit. Dan pasti nyaman, nonton di mana saja dan kapan saja. Jadi duta simpati is my duty.
Excuse me. Who's that?
Online data tracker. Follows me everywhere I go past.
Counter attack.
Martinez Christian for the third knockout round game in a row at this World Cup. Switzerland have had their third player sent off in the World Cup game with that red for Relan Bolo, Valan Borabi 2010, Michael Lang in 2018. And they still hope, they still believe. And I think the power of the league now firmly is being re-energised in Argentinian ranks. Do Argentina need to find a way to get Lionel Messi into the game here?
Yeah, because from the assist on the goal, he really hasn't been on the ball, but one turn early in the second half, and he played a really good through ball. Other than that, he's been very, very quiet. Switzerland tactically has been absolutely outstanding, probably the best I've ever seen in this tournament against Lionel Messi.
Ajak is using every single second that's available to him here to get the reassembled tactical message across. And Argentina make the change, and it is a change in that left-back area that we were talking about in the first half. The more attacking Nico Gonzalez now on for Nicolas Tagliafico.
Yeah, it was a smart decision. Tagliafico's an excellent player, but he is a little bit more defensive than Gonzalez. So you think you're going to have more of the ball now for the remainder of this game, and if it goes into extra time.
Let's go on the first half and Doy's in the second, poised at 1-1. 10th goal for his country tonight for Dan and Doy. Just second at this World Cup, having scored in the round of 32 against Algeria. For Switzerland is that Argentina scored at least 2 goals in each of their last 11 World Cup games. No team has stopped them scoring this tournament since Croatia in 2018.
Our backs will be up against the wall. What they've ended up doing is putting in Doy up front. He's got incredible amounts of pace. Looks like they're defending with 5 across the back with 3 in front of them. So this is not going to be easy for Argentina to break down.
Messi looking for the substitute Gonzalez, and swiftly off his line was called. But he's more of a winger, I think, Nico Gonzalez, than a left back, so they have now outlets in Gonzalez and Medina going forward from those full-back positions. Kanji and Rida, who is quick and has got there ahead of Romero, but we got a physical tussle. Doy, Rida. To be able to maintain control of the
to this Argentinian team putting any more pressure on the ball. You would have thought after the sending off it would be Argentina with all the possession. It seems like we're the same place that we left off before the sending off.
He just chops away from McAllister. Wasn't going to power the pass to release Zakaria. Here, Enzo Fernandez, who was the man to the rescue for Argentina in that win over Egypt. Sandro Martinez. Raiders. Just able to take 2 touches before looking on for Ndoye, but he's going to feel isolated now, and Switzerland don't have that central focal point in their forward line anymore with the Rector and Bowler. Somehow emerged with the ball, but Argentina can't keep the ball. Also finds a way out towards Rina. Interception by Zakaria just before it came away of Nico Gonzalez, retrieved again by Enzo Fernandez. Gonzalez. Fernandez. Messi beautifully done. Some important boots in there from Switzerland's most important in Granit Xhaka.
This Swiss team is really well versed in defending. Just because they're a man down, Argentina's having a hard time even keeping a hold of the ball.
Trying to bend it round the corner for Ndoye. Max doesn't have the physical capabilities to brush Romero away. The Swiss team have been together so long now, and under Ajak in the structure is clear, the blueprint has been in place for a long time.
Yes, they most definitely all know what they're meant to do, what they want to do, what they need to do, how to lift each other up.
Now preparing a trio of changes by the looks of things, Switzerland. This is Paredes for Argentina. Paredes lifted it.
Messi. Alah, Messi. Offside. Offside juga.
And that offside flag would have made sure there was no spectacular ending regardless.
There's still not a lot of quick ball movement. I think he is onside. Nick Coleman is brilliant not to go to ground. You would think that man would finish every time in that position.
We've seen it so many times, haven't we, through the years? Latest Argentinian changes, Montiel and Lautaro Martinez. And it was Lautaro Martinez's absolutely stupendous ball to deliver the cross for Enzo Fernandez's winner against Egypt in the round of 16. So he's been mixing things up, he's getting the fresh legs on the pitch. And that is what Ajak is going to do here as well with Switzerland. It's a trio of changes, so enjoy and breather off. And here comes Vikma and Abduni, and also Luhaim as well. So Switzerland's goal scorer amongst those who make way.
Doyle surprises me a little bit, but he also must be incredibly tired. Put in a tremendous shift.
No surprise that the switch changes, Brad, have a defensive feel about them.
Yeah, defensive field, and Abduni's going to go up front, and he's going to be the one that's going to try to expend all the energy and try to catch Argentina on a break.
Zachary, who at least for now has shifted into the midfield role, and he's pitched it back to Switzerland.
Yeah.
The only ball really was Abduni.
They've also moved Zachary out on the right midfield. I assume that's for an outlet for the longer passes. Denver's come on his right-hand side.
And England's no closer to knowing who they are going to face in the World Cup semi-final. One of these two, McAllister or Argentina, Sandro Martinez. This is Nico Gonzalez. Just carefully by one of the Euro rivals, Sylvain Wiltmer. There's another who's been around the block in the Swiss Red, fourth major tournament for him. Reyes. Martinez. Putting it in, looking for Lautaro Martinez. Switzerland are deep and pinned in right now by Argentina.
They are. This is the first time in the second half that it presents a little bit of danger.
And that cross has danger written all over it, and it's still alive. Over it goes. From McAllister, again with his head. After all of the good work from Nico Gonzalez.
Well, as they're sitting back, they're now not getting pressure to the ball, and that's always a danger when you have Lionel Messi around the box, and that is a wonderful opportunity again with the head from McAllister. He's claiming there was a bit of a deflection. I didn't see it.
It's been questionable whether Nico Gonzalez had actually kept that ball in too. Doing now running that Swiss forward line all by himself. Lost all of their World Cup qualifiers because of that ACL injury that he sustained. This is comfortable in England with Burnley. Because he didn't have much football in the past 12 months with them. See Gonzalez. Sandro Martinez. There's Paredes. So Fernandez. rest of this 9 minutes plus extra time if it goes there. They're gonna have a lot of those types of balls to deal with.
They are doing their very best to make it a blue and white wall in Kansas City, Argentinian fans, as their team look for another late goal, another passage into the next round. Where's the magic coming from tonight? Enzo Fernandez. 6 in light blue and white inside that Swiss penalty area. This is Paredes. Fernandez. And now finally they've located Messi. Lionel Messi! Felt like that might have been the moment.
Como was beaten, you can tell. I've been in that position. Watch his body shake as Lionel Messi just touches his shoulder, comes over. He knew it was past him. And at his age, this is what he can still do. He's so quick. Takes it over to his weaker foot. Just misses.
And they were just toying with Switzerland now, weren't they? Just waiting and waiting for Messi to find the space. But still we go on. And as it stands, we are going to go on into a further 30 minutes of football in this final World Cup quarter-final. Switzerland down to 10. Gonzalez. Down from him.
A little wasteful. There are 4 players in the box.
Lionel almost to the rescue for Lionel again. Messi and Lautaro Martinez. Here is Julian Alvarez. Gonzalez. Mendes almost slipped into the challenge for McAllister. Scampers over to give it back to Alvarez again. Martinez. Mendes. One moment is all it might take.
Messi's starting to come alive. He's getting a lot of touches around the box now.
Atmosphere unbelievable inside Kansas City Stadium. I'm sure they'd love to have Al-Darami out there right now, Switzerland, just to help add a little bit more structure to this defence that feels at the moment like it is just clinging on in there. Running by the red card in the 72nd minute. Of course, Mr. Dependable, Ricardo Rodriguez. Just like trite on in his place, centre half replaces club football in Spain with Valencia. First appearance actually in this World Cup for Chile.
That's a like substitution, just getting fresh legs in the defence.
Lifted in over the head of everybody, including Lautaro Martinez. He has single-handedly dragged Argentina out of the world before. And the eyes are lighting up now.
The really interesting part will be
what does Switzerland do if it goes to extra time? I'm not sure if they can just sit here and let Argentina lay siege for 30 more minutes.
We are 2/3 of the way through added time. Thus, only 3 minutes away from a second quarter-final in the space of a few hours of this World Cup going to extra time. That's what England needed earlier to beat Norway, and that is who one of these two is going to play in Atlanta on Wednesday.
Such small margins, fine lines when you get to this stage of a World Cup.
Martinez. Paredes. Messi. McAllister. Messi. Julian Alvarez. There's just a block of red in front of him right now and the rest, but in it comes eventually from Alvarez. Starting things Argentina with Romero. There's a sharp focus now needed for Switzerland if they are to push this through to extra time. Messi. And Ziegler unsure. Puts it behind for a corner.
He did the right thing. He didn't know how close the player was behind him. I'm sure he got a shout from his goalkeeper that there was a man there.
Switzerland defending is needed here. For extra time, Messi. And the ball
Nice.
goes all the way through. Acrobatic effort and pushed away by Kolom.
Sharp defending needed indeed. Very good save by Kobo through a group of players.
And they press and they squeeze again, Argentina though. Messi loses it, but not for long. Hernandez. The sweat of pressure is great now on Switzerland. Argentina giving it everything they've got before another 30 minutes for not one but both of these teams in these knockout rounds. Can Argentina find the winner? Headed away by Kanji. Paredes. Has seen a foul inside that penalty area, so Switzerland are going to get a chance to breathe here for the Kolom line.
Here is this save. Again, it's Sandro Martinez, the center back with the acrobatics. That's a wonderful save. It goes through the legs of Lautaro Martinez. He wouldn't have seen it until very late.
Switzerland and Argentina will need an extra 30 minutes.
3-1.
1-1 at the end of the 90 in Kansas City.
Main Swiss udah ini yang kartu merah 1 cuma 10 pemainnya.
Tadi kena kartu kuning 2 orang ya? Kartu kuning 2 orang. Sama kartu kuning 2 orang. Kenapa? Kan gak ada apa-apa.
Oke. Protes terlalu keras.
Jadi saya mikir banyak kali.
Panjang game 90 tadi dibunyikan oleh wasit Joe Pinero dan kedudukan 1-1 setelah Doge berhasil menyamakan kedudukan.
membuat timnya bermain dengan intensitas yang lebih baik. Dia juga bisa tampil dengan ritme yang mereka inginkan, dan yang paling penting bagaimana kombinasi di sisi kiri ya, ada poros Ricardo Rodriguez dari Shaka dan juga dan Doye yang pada akhirnya membuat Noel Molina begitu perhitungan. Ditambah juga Noel Molina tidak mendapatkan support dari Pau serta Enzo untuk bisa mengcover lini kanan, sehingga sisi kanan Argentina menjadi celah yang bisa dimanfaatkan oleh Dan Doye.
Ya, oke. Coach Andre, menghadapi 10 pemain Swiss, Argentina nyatanya sulit untuk menambah gol di babak kedua tadi.
Yang pasti kesalahan Argentina tadi memberikan ruang terlalu besar kepada tim Swiss yang masuk ke daerah pertahanan mereka.
Dan ini sudah diprediksi oleh Coach Andre tadi ya.
Dan akhirnya terjadi kesalahan ya berdasar mereka gagal untuk mengantisipasi kelebihan lawan di sektor sisi kiri dan pertahanan Argentina. Dan babak kedua setelah bermain dengan 9 pemain atau 10 pemain, maka mulai terlihat akhirnya memainkan permainan yang memang menjadi ciri khas mereka, yaitu bermain di daerah lawan. Dan sekarang kita tinggal menunggu apakah variasi serangan yang dilakukan oleh Argentina seperti menghadapi tim-tim sebelumnya akan sukses kali ini menghadapi pertahanan yang luar biasa solid dari Swiss.
Betul sekali, dan mereka kembali kebobolan di laga kali ini. Artinya memang masih ada celah di pertahanan mereka, Coach.
Iya, sekali lagi dari skema serangan cepat yang kemudian merepotkan ini pertahanan Argentina menjadi satu kelemahan Argentina. Kita tadi mengingatkan untuk eksploitasi ruang di sebelah kanan pertahanan melalui backnya Molina itu beberapa kali membuat kesalahan mulai dari pelanggaran dan akhirnya terjadi ketika bisa betul-betul memanfaatkan beberapa kali kelemahan dari sektor kanan Argentina dengan pergerakan pemain lawan yang masuk dari sektor sebelah kanan Argentina.
Ya, betul sekali. Dan ini benar-benar ulangan pada tahun 2014 ya, di mana ketika itu Swiss mampu menahan Argentina selama 117 menit sebelum akhirnya mereka dibobol oleh Angel Di Maria.
Dan sebenarnya bagi Swiss mereka setelah cetak gol momentumnya ada, bahkan mereka begitu nyaman. Tapi kartu kedua dari Grill Embolo menjadi satu pembuang momentum bagi Swiss sendiri, dan bagi Grill Embolo itu adalah pemain keempat yang mendapatkan kartu kuning serta kartu merah dari simulasi diving, dan tadi dicek oleh VAR melalui Master ID. Jadi memang itu bisa hal yang cukup merugikan bagi Swiss.
Baiklah, pemirsa langsung kita menyaksikan babak ekstra antara Argentina berhadapan dengan Swiss. Kami ucapkan selamat menyaksikan.
Used in all but one of Argentina's games in this World Cup, Tiago. Very familiar face to people who do football in this very country, having had his highly successful spell with Manchester United.
Ini kok beda ya? Beda gitu.
And so, for the second time in the knockout stage, at this 2026 World Cup, it is extra time again for both Argentina and Switzerland. Do you anticipate, Bradford, that we are going to see more of the same in terms of Switzerland trying to sit in and absorb as much as possible?
Yeah, I'd like to see Ajak can figure out a way that they can get a bit of possession with the ball, but they've come out again with 5 across the back, the 3 in front of the back 5, and then just on Dunia up front. So I do see a long 30 minutes ahead for Switzerland.
As he wins it back, he comes down, swinging it to
Uri.
Martinez, and the ball spins away eventually behind. It's going to be a corner. And Gonzalez was at the back of the queue waiting for his moment.
You see a lot of red bodies, red shirts. They're just going to try to have to throw their body, throw their head. Goalkeeper making saves.
And it was from this end of the stadium where Argentina scored for a Messi corner in the first half of this game. And Lata, straight off the bench, what can he do? There's an element of fatigue about that effort from Alvarez.
Switzerland will be happy if that's what they're getting
Scaloni triumphed when Argentina beat Brazil in the Copa America final, in the Maracanã as well in Rio de Janeiro. What a sparkling few years it has been with him at the helm. Argentina with the fresh legs on the pitch, one right back, inside from Gordon. And now getting himself into a good position.
Yeah, he's really good in these areas. You see there's 5 red shirts around, but he's still able to do a creative 1-2. Didn't get all of the strike.
Can almost play that Di Maria role now, can't he, Thiago Almada? I mean, he is 25, so he's moving into the wrong side of the 20s, but for a long time I think they've been talking about him and having the potential to be the long term.
Yeah, he's a little bit different in his movements. He can definitely come inside a bit more than Di Maria did. Di Maria's passing and final ball was just superb. So he's going to have something to achieve if he's going to get that status.
There is the substitute Almada. Which was almost advantageous because it nearly came the way of Alvarez. Almada. It goes to Romero. No worries at the moment about anyone being behind him. They are high up the 2 centre halves. Martinez, he thought about it. Almada. Gonzalez. They're sticking to their task, Switzerland. Even a brief sniff of a gap at the moment for Argentina. Messi, Armada, Gonzalez. This is Leandro Paredes. To be patient, Argentina, and Switzerland, I think likewise. Messi. Armada. Good hit, side. Who just wonders whether the whiskey had come out of something special there.
Well, since he's come on, the ball hasn't been on the right-hand side. It's only been on the left because of that man. He's cutting, he's getting opportunities to shoot, or have combinations, just skims the outside of the post.
Well, he has to play himself to our Dennis Zakaria.
A really good shot.
And one of those who sat on the yellow card for Switzerland. Of course, if they do get the semi-finals, will not be able to play. He has successfully walked the tightrope tonight. Yashiri, who made his first ever World Cup start last time out against Colombia, is on in his place. unnerve Argentina given the circumstances of this game now. Chucker's free kick intended for Akanji. Who will set the mark. It's a free kick to Argentina. Tension is high, it really is. There is a lot on the line for these two teams. Martinez also going to get a booking, so that's a couple of quick yellows for Argentina.
That's something to keep an eye on for Switzerland. They'll know the players that are booked, perhaps trying to get another one of them sent off so they can level the playing field again.
Argentina, the world champions, Switzerland, who have never been into a World Cup semi-final before. Actually, their last World Cup quarter-final, which was back in 1954, still remains the highest scoring World Cup game of all time. It was 7-5 to Austria in a tournament that Switzerland were actually hosting. The World Cup in Switzerland 3-0 until 19 minutes of that match. By the time it was half-time, it was Austria 5, Switzerland 4. Here's the substitute, Yashiri. On the effort to all the way out from Jacket, which I don't think panics Martinez too much.
That was always going up and over, but at least Switzerland's had this couple of minutes of respite from defending in their own 18-yard box.
Argentina are not hanging around, and they can't really afford to hang around. They have the numerical advantage. Can they breach this stubborn Swiss defence here? If anybody can come up with something to conjure something remarkable, it is Messi. And all that time. 32nd World Cup game tonight for Lionel Messi, 15th in the knockout stages. And with the little noise that will be ringing in the ear of all the Argentinian fans in here, that every time they see Messi now in the knockout stage at this World Cup, they will be aware that it could be his last. Taking it back up Paredes. Romero has come up with a big goal himself in recent days in the World Cup. Here's Messi. And again Messi. And now Argentina inside this mentality area where they haven't really been able to get themselves into positions like this. And it doesn't last too long. Broken up by Amjuni.
Switzerland's doing a really good job of when Messi is coming across the 18-yard box. Another defender's covering, and another one, and another one. I know it's thankless work, and it's hard. But you have to do that against someone as great as him.
We might well be counting down the minutes, Switzerland. Argentina will be doing the same, but for entirely different reasons. One of them will feel like the time is racing by, and the other will sense that it is slowed down. Messi. He wants the free kick, and Argentina almost stopped to make sure they get that free kick. And you know why? It's in Messi range.
Just a question question, but if they have possession of the ball, shouldn't you play on instead of calling a free kick? He gets rid of the ball. It is a foul. He puts his body into it. So then Argentina have the ball to play on.
And this spells caution for Switzerland.
Kobo will be quite happy that it's the distance it is. Not saying that Messi doesn't have the quality to score from here, but at least it'll give Kobo a good chance at a sight of the ball.
The brilliant cocktail wearing. Is this going to be another special Lionel Messi moment? Straight into the Swiss wall. Paredes. Paredes will continue here. McAllister. Messi. Switzerland playing with 10, and Argentina right now playing with 10 as well. Entirely sure I think that's Nico Gonzalez who is snapped out. Blue and white traffic, McAllister. Not too much on that cross from him.
And again, Switzerland will be happy that this is ruled out of play. That was a scrape of the studs, inadvertent, not meant, but very painful.
He's picked himself up now, the Atletico Madrid player, or at least he has been with Atletico Madrid this season on loan from Juventus. And in the final seconds of this first half of extra time, at the moment, as was the case there for Mishari, everything from Switzerland is from range and is full of hope and not much more.
Now that one there, and Jacques earlier, just to take those extra seconds off the clock, I think would be a welcome sign for them.
60 seconds at the end of this first half of extra time. Still deliciously poised as Messi swings it in for Argentina. It's back across goal and away from danger. Still not moving Gonzalez, but he moved quick enough to almost provide an assist there. Paredes. Romero. McAllister. Montiel. Lisandro Martinez. Just backing by Gonzalez and behind from an Argentina corner, but they haven't got long to take it. Beyond still one additional minute at the end of this first half of extra time. Messi's corner. Over the bar by Romero. And now we are only 15 minutes away from penalties. Switzerland remain stubborn, sticking to their task, having been down to 10 since the red card for Mbolo in the 72nd minute. They might be weary, but the minds really need to be focused now if they are, of course, the greatest shot perhaps of this tournament so far. It remains at half-time of extra time. Argentina 1, Switzerland 1.
mereka sudah satgas, mereka akan mencoba membuat laga biar hingga babak penalti sehingga membuat kesempatannya kembali menjadi 50-50 karena kalau mereka coba menjual di situasi kalah 5 pemain itu akan menjadi suatu hal yang lebih mudah. Tapi bagi Argentina banyak juga sudah mencoba untuk memasukkan beberapa pemain, termasuk tadi Montero juga sudah masuk, tapi sejauh ini belum ada impact yang begitu terasa dari Harry Montero atau Martinez yang ada di lapangan sehingga membuat mereka juga pasti kesulitan. Dan ada sudut tangan dari Swiss yang saya rasa begitu tampil solid dan seperti yang mereka tampilkan di laga sebelumnya.
Ya betul sekali. Oke, kalau jumlah pemain memang membuat Swiss akhirnya menahan terus ya kekurangan dari para pemain Argentina.
Betul, dan memang pada momen seperti ini dibutuhkan kejelian dan kesabaran ya dari tim Argentina untuk menembus pertahanan yang begitu solid dari Swiss. Ada beberapa cara sudah dilakukan dari kombinasi play tadi kita lihat, dan kemudian juga ada percobaan beberapa situasi untuk penetrasi, namun bisa juga mungkin dilakukan dengan melalui long shoot apabila mungkin memungkinkan itu terjadi, karena beberapa kali dilakukan bola-bola tinggi dari crossbar sangat sulit ya, karena memang para pemain-pemain Swiss sudah sangat siap di sana dengan punya ketinggian badan yang cukup untuk meredam kemampuan pemain-pemain Argentina melalui permainan play. Dan mungkin apakah nanti ada solusi dengan memberikan alternatif melalui tendangan dari jarak jauh, saya rasa akan menjadi satu opsi.
Ya, apabila Argentina tidak mampu menciptakan gol di 15 menit dulu nanti, apakah memang nanti tekanannya ada di Argentina?
Iya, saya rasa tekanan kalau sampai terjadi adu penalti lebih besar kepada Argentina ya, karena Argentina tentu berharap bisa memenangkan pertandingan kali ini dan mencoba untuk gelar juara. Sementara satu sisi pencapaian Swiss di ajang Piala Dunia kali ini sudah melampaui target. Kalau dikatakan kan ini adalah pencapaian terbaik pasca 72 tahun di ajang Piala Dunia.
Ya, kita saksikan pemirsa, ada pergantian pemain kembali di tubuh Argentina di mana Otamendi sang pemain senior juga salah satu penggawan milik tim Argentina di tahun 2022 kali ini akan berbagi pengalaman yang bersama rekan-rekan kuat. Dan inilah pemirsa 15 menit kedua Argentina versus Swiss, dan di studio kami ucapkan selamat menyaksikan.
15 more minutes to play in Kansas City tonight. And Switzerland with the 10 are trying here to startle the world champions Argentina. Whatever happens tonight, they've done their nation proud. They were, I'm sure, in many people's eyes, on top of the game when Angola received his red card not too long after the equaliser from Indoi.
You're going to lose the ball, lose it there. Deep in Argentina's half, or a throw in. Could be taking it next to the corner flag.
Last team to beat Switzerland in a competitive game was Spain in the UEFA Nations League in November of 2024. They are a tough nut to crack. McAllister landing on the toes of Newham.
Each one of these fouls Switzerland will be happy with because it can take up to 30 seconds to a minute off the clock. Plus they get a half chance on a set piece.
And once more, the prominent aerial threats have gone forward at Kanji and Albeni. And Visma is in there too. Martinez and Gonzalez trying to keep an eye on Kanji. The free kick is a super one. That was bent in with some purpose from Granit Xhaka there.
Yeah, it's the best service they've had on a set piece today. Horrible one to defend.
But now they are having to assume a position that has been one of regularity for them in the last half an hour or so. Back into their defensive shape once more, Switzerland. This is Messi. And bringing it away is Zeki Amdouni, but he's all on his own. And he's surrounded by players. Amdouni, he's managed to burst his way through, and he just wants to return pass now. Which wasn't
McAllister just wasn't on the same page as Thiago Almada. Here's that service. It's really well defended. Ball by Lautaro Martinez. Going back towards your own goal. In between the goalkeeper and the attackers.
The intervention from him, it was almost as good as the intervention for the winner against Egypt. It's Emmanuel Lopez. For Leandro Paredes for Argentina. So that is another striker onto the pitch. It is, I would say now, as full-frontal really as Argentina possibly can be in terms of having strikers on the pitch.
Number of positions, they just all across and then let Messi get the ball and try to beat you.
The nerves will be creeping in sadly amongst the supporters. Messi for Argentina, call by call.
Ya, oh ya. Jadi kalau Messi nggak pakai bahasa Inggris, dia pakai bahasa apa ya?
Taking 13 internationals to earn his very first clean sheet red recordable, but he's one of the standout goalkeepers in Europe right now. Really a season with Borussia Dortmund in Germany.
Go, ice. Oh, berikan.
that is to be the winning goal from Alvarez. And if Argentina do go on and win the World Cup again, they will be talking about that goal for decades to come. But we aren't done yet. Attack by Dunia. This is a big one for Switzerland, who needs to find more heart now. Xhaka. As he floats the ball, out comes Martinez. Plays the ball for us.
Good goalkeeping. That's a floated ball. You know you're either going to get hit by an attacking player or you're going to have to hit your own player. He chose the latter.
He's been watching, I think, for quite a sizable period of this extra time. Maybe Martinez, whether he was going to be needed in a shootout here. And they are having a sweet release now.
Cal's just going to have to come off the pitch. Well, because the Americans didn't come up. Sweetest of strikes.
Nah, habis waktu tuh.
The aim of Alvarez and the aim of Argentina to go on and win another World Cup. Closing in on that semi-final 4 days from now against England. As it stands, it will be those two in Atlanta. Unless Switzerland can dig deep than perhaps they've ever done before. There is little more he can do from here, meramaikan.
He's really unlucky. He had a brilliant half-time. He came out and his team were magnificent until that ball was set off. Truly magnificent.
They are the extra time specialists, Argentina. They have done it time and again through the years. The struggle for Switzerland, one of those who is freshly examined, has won them a free kick here.
He has to be careful though, because it's already been booked. That could have been a second booking.
It wasn't too long ago that he sent in the most beautiful free kick that nearly led to a Switzerland goal. Something similar required here from the Granit Xhaka shelf.
So what position?
menit doang lah.
There is still time for Switzerland. There is still time for the nerves of Argentina to be activated. The 10 minutes Switzerland. Yeshari. Deep ball towards Figo. Almost took his eye off it right at the end. And it's coming out to play. To the quite across the line, Jangan. That's the air for Switzerland. And he hasn't taken away from him by Alvarez.
Ketemu satu ya.
Iya, 3-2 ya bilang.
Wah, enggak ada.
Tadi bilang 3-2.
Siapa lagi tuh?
Selamatnya. Selamatnya.
Ini tradisinya kalau gol tiba-tiba ya. Bisa dikasih.
3-1 itu fokus. 3-1.
Kalau sudah 4-1 gimana?
Enggak mungkin.
Kalau tiba-tiba itu nggak mau kan soalnya.
Enggak mungkin 4-1 enggak mungkin. 3-1.
Iya kalau bisa terjadi ya.
3-1.
3-1 Bun.
Benar prediksi.
Nyala Bun, nyala.
Nambah waktu juga ya?
Iya.
Iya loh Boy.
Selatan.
15 menit loh Boy. Stop.
Selatan.
Nggak boleh di itu kan nggak tahu. Kayaknya ini Pak harus siapa cek kabur ya?
Enggak.
Kabur ya? Kabur. Saya dari situ. Nggak bertahan, nggak bertahan. Satu menit lagi, oke? Pilih cerah. Pilih. Yeay! 4-3-1. Benar dari siaran. Oke, ini akan ke final. Ya, kita menonton dua bisa. Dan akhirnya
Argentina lupa teman.
Ya bingung yang mana ya?
Argentina lah kok.
Bingung loh.
Oh gimana?
Bingung ya. Gak mungkin. Lupa aja.
Ayo cobain mana?
Nggak ada di foto itu. Aduh, aku lupa.
Iya.
Akhirnya mengunci tiket ke babak semifinal setelah
Kunci, iya.
berhasil mengalahkan Swiss hingga
Sekarang
120 menit sudah terakhir bergeser. Kemudian adalah 3-1 gol pertama bagi Lalu selesai.
Wah, kau tidur malas aku.
B 3-1 B 3-1 B. Argentina 1. 3 Swiss.
Apa 3 Argentina?
Karena aku tahu. Di spell gue.
Ya, ada beberapa solusi memecahkan kebutuhan dari compact defense lawan tadi, dan tadi juga pernah saya sampaikan di awal bahwa ada berbagai cara sudah dilakukan, ada penetrasi, kombinasi play dan wing play, tapi nggak berhasil. Lalu ada
Gimana main spell gue?
menjadi satu opsi, dan itu dilakukan dengan sangat baik, menghasilkan gol kedua, dan kemudian semakin membuat Argentina percaya diri dan mampu mengembangkan permainan. Dan karena kuncinya memang bahwa pada tim Argentina ini adalah mereka tim
Oh, ini biru kok ya? Ini gue ya. Ini ya.
di zona pertahanan lawan, tapi mereka bukan tim yang bagus ketika mereka bertahan.
Ya. Oke, setelah sebelah kesulitan, dia pun unggul jumlah pemain. Kita lihat ya, Argentina akhirnya bisa mencetakkan 2 gol. Apa yang menjadi turning point bagi Argentina di babak perempat tadi?
Ya, saya rasa memang kembali ya memiliki pemain-pemain yang tahu caranya mendapatkan kemenangan, tahu cara memenangkan pertandingan menjadi keunggulan bagi Argentina di tanah dan juga lebih banyak memiliki pemain yang bisa membuat perbedaan dari lapangan. Itu ada tidak dimiliki sehingga membuat sudah selain kalah jumlah pemain, mereka memang sudah kehilangan momentum sejak kemenangan dari